Chichipie.
The Grumpy Crab and the Lost Turtle. On a quiet, moonlit beach, something magical was happening. Tiny sea turtles were hatching from their sandy nest, blinking at the stars as they began their very first journey, the race to the sea. Among them was a small turtle named Mino. While his brothers and sisters scrambled toward the waves, flippers flapping in excitement, Mino paused. He looked up at the sky, wide-eyed with wonder. "Wow," he whispered, "so many stars. Is the ocean just as big?" That little pause changed everything. As Mino turned to follow the others, a powerful gust of wind suddenly lifted him off his flippers and swept him across the beach. He tumbled and rolled, carried farther and farther, until he was blown all the way to the edge of the nearby forest. When he finally came to a stop, Mino blinked and looked around. The world was quiet here. The ground was soft with moss, and shadows danced beneath towering trees. He tried to spot the ocean, but it was gone. The trees were too tall, the leaves were too thick, and Mino was just too small. "Where did everyone go?" he said, blinking in confusion. Just then, from behind a tree, a crab stepped into view. "What's this?" the crab muttered. "A turtle?" His name was Carlos. He had sharp claws, a sideways step, and a slightly grumpy look on his face. "Hey, green one, you're a little lost, aren't you?" shouted Carlos. "Hello, sir. The wind covered the path," Mino said shyly. "I don't know how to get to the ocean." Carlos stared for a moment. He wasn't known for helping strangers. He liked peace and quiet, not lost baby turtles. But something about Mino made him pause. All right, he grumbled. "I'll help, but don't slow me down." Carlos started clearing a trail through the sand with his claws. Mino followed, placing each flipper carefully in the path. The wind blew around them, but Carlos kept going. Mino tried his best to keep up, but soon he began to tire. "Mr. Crab," he said quietly, "I don't think I can keep going. My flippers are really tired," cried Mino. "Humph," Carlos muttered. "Climb on." So Mino climbed gently onto his shell, and Carlos kept walking, step by step, across the beach. At last, they reached the edge of the sea. Waves sparkled in the moonlight. Mino's eyes lit up with joy. His heart felt light, and his tiny flippers tingled with excitement. "Here you are," Carlos said. "The ocean. Now swim strong, kid." "Thank you, Mr. Crab. May I please know your name?" Mino asked. "Carlos," he answered. "Thank you so much, Mr. Carlos. I won't forget this." With a happy splash, Mino slipped into the water. The sea welcomed him like an old friend. He looked back one last time. Carlos gave a tiny wave with one claw. Then Mino swam into the big blue. Years passed. Mino grew big and strong. He swam with dolphins, glided through coral reefs, and rode powerful ocean currents. But no matter how far he went, he never forgot the crab who helped him find the sea. One day, near a rocky reef, Mino saw something caught in a fishing net. As he swam closer, he gasped, "Mr. Carlos!" Tangled in the net was the very same crab, older now, but still just as grumpy. "Ugh, this net's got me all tied up," Carlos grunted. "I knew I should have taken the other path." "Hold on," Mino said. "I'll get you out." He dove down and used his strong flippers and sharp beak to tear at the net. Bit by bit, the strands came loose. Finally, Carlos was free. "You?" Carlos said, blinking in surprise. "You're that hatchling? The slow one?" Mino smiled. "Not so slow anymore." "You remembered me?" asked Carlos. "Of course," said Mino. "You helped me once. I never forgot." Kindness has a way of coming back. From that day on, the turtle and the crab stayed close. They explored the reef together, watched the stars from the surface of the sea, and helped other creatures whenever they could. Because even the smallest act of kindness can ripple through the world and return when it's needed most. And that was the beginning of a very big journey indeed. The end. In today's story, we learned that helping others is a good thing. When you are kind, good things can happen to you too.
Come along with Chichipie.